Well, hello everyone, welcome to the All channel. So in today's session, we're going to talk about a very common problem that you may face when you download price data from different sources onto the Excel file. Now, when you download historical price data of any security from Yahoo Finance, these are usually already in the proper date format. So that allows you to do proper manipulation like sorting the dates from the oldest to the newest or the newest to the oldest, okay, whichever way it is. But unfortunately, life is never always a bed of roses. There will be times where Yahoo Finance, may not have the data you need, and you will need to download it from other data sources. Now, sometimes the data which you download from other data sources may have an issue because the dates are not in the proper date format. So they may be in the number format or the text format. And as a result of that, you can't actually perform any sorting on those dates, and neither can you perform any date-related functions on those dates itself. Okay, so let me show you what I mean here. Alright, this worksheet contains the price data of a particular security that was downloaded from another data source. Okay, it doesn't come from Yahoo Finance. I know while it looks almost exactly like what you have gotten from Yahoo Finance, there is, however, one major difference here, and that lies in your column A, which contains the dates. Okay, the dates here are not in the proper date format. So I can select any particular dates down here, do a right click, and then select Format Cells. And you will notice that it's actually classified into the category of General and not Dates. Okay, and we all also know that Excel actually represents dates by a specific number. So if I were to choose number here and then click OK, right, if this particular date was in the proper date format, I would expect Excel to convert this to a specific number on this particular cell right now. But nothing changes down here because this particular date, right, is in the text format and not in the proper date format. Okay, so I can show you an example here by entering a proper date. This 18 February 2021, and I'm going to hit enter, and Excel is going to convert the date into a proper into a number down here, right, because I just key in a proper date format. All right, so let me undo all this. Okay, format general. Now, another problem that you're going to run into is the inability to sort the data according to the dates. For example, right now the data is being arranged from the latest data to the oldest data, right? But what if I want it the other way around, right? I want to sort it from the oldest data to the newest data. So if I were to select all these columns here and perform a sort, right, from the lowest to the highest, it returns me some nonsensical results. You look at it, right? All the data are the April data from the different dates and the different years. Right, because the sort is now doing an alphabetical sort, right, on the dates, because these dates are represented as text. So before we can do any meaningful sort or perform any date functions on all the set of data, we need to first convert all these dates, right, into the proper date format. And this is what I'm going to show you next. Okay, so now how do we convert all these dates in the text format to dates in the proper date format? So some of you may be wondering whether we can make use of the function date value to do this. Okay, for those who do not know that this particular function called date value, okay, it converts a date in the text format to the proper date format for you. But unfortunately, this only works, right, if the date in the text format is displayed, right, in a way that is accepted by the system itself. So in this particular case, if I were to enter this particular text date, right, as the argument or the input to the date value function and hit enter, it's going to return me a hash value. It doesn't work in this case. Okay, but if it is displayed in, say, 18 Feb 2021 as text, yes, then it's going to return me the number representing this particular date, 18 February 2021. So it has to be in a specific format, right, before you can use the date value function. So for the case that we are working on, so the date value function is not going to work for us. So I'm going to use another method to convert all these dates, right, into the proper date format. Okay, before we can convert the dates, we first need to define a lookup table for the month. So I'm going to do it over here, Jan, Feb Then I'm going to just drag it down so that it auto populates all the month for me until December. Then I'm going to key in the numbers that represent the month. 1 for January, 2 for February. Then I'm going to just select these two cells, double click to generate all the numbers for the months. Okay, so now that we have this lookup table being defined, we can go and convert the dates. And I'm going to convert all the dates onto column H, starting with this cell. And I'm going to make use of the date function to do that. So the date function basically accepts 3 inputs, right, or needs 3 inputs. And the first one is the year in numeric format, second one is the month numeric format, and the final one is the day, right, in numeric format. So let's start with extracting the year. Okay, and if you look at this particular cell here in A2, right, the year is contained in the rightmost 4 characters, right, of this particular cell. So to do that, or to extract out the year, I'm going to make use of the right function, right, and I'm going to supply the right function in this particular cell, and I'm going to ask it to extract the last or the rightmost 4 characters. Okay, so we have the year now. Next, we need to extract out the month, and to extract out the month, we need to perform a VLOOKUP, right? A VLOOKUP, right, with the lookup value being the first 3 characters or the leftmost 3 characters of this particular cell. So I'm going to do a left function, right? Left function on this particular cell on the leftmost 3 characters, right? And then the table array will be this lookup table that we defined earlier. Right, I'm going to fix the starting cell and the ending cell so that when I replicate the formula down all the way later on, we're not going to shift the table. And we're going to ask it to look up the number representing the month, right, which is in column 2 of this table. So it's 2. And we're going to ask it to look for the exact match. So I'm going to enter 0 here. And then close the bracket. And we're basically done with the month. Okay, the last one we need to supply is the day. So now the day sits somewhere in the middle of the cell, right? So it's actually, if you count the number of characters, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 including the white space over here. Well, the day, right, is actually in the rightmost 2 characters of the first 6 characters. So the first thing I'm going to do, right, is I'm going to use the left function to extract out the first 6 characters of this particular cell, right? Then after that, I'm going to use the right function on it, the right function to extract out the rightmost 2 characters of this first 6 characters, right? And that's going to correspond to the day, right? Close the entire bracket on the date function and hit enter. Okay, and you have your first date being extracted. So 18 February 2021 in text format, and right over here in column H, right, you have your 18 February 2021 in the date format. Alright, then what you need to do next is just to double click and replicate the formula all the way down. Now the rest is easy. What you need to do next is just to copy the dates which you've just calculated over here on column H. Come over to cell A2, do a right click, paste special, values and number formats, and then click OK. And all the dates which you calculated is going to be pasted over onto column A. Now clear up your columns H to M. Alright, and then now you have the data in the proper date format. So if you don't believe, you can just select the columns here and then do a sort, right, from the lowest to the highest based on the date. Click on it and you'll see the date sorted in ascending order, right, from the oldest data all the way down, right, to the latest data, right? Okay. Next, I'm going to show you how you can convert, right, dates in numeric formats into the date format. Okay, in this particular case here, right, your dates is expressed as numbers. So 18022021, right, is not a date but a number itself. So how do we convert this, right, to the proper date format? Okay, it's basically using the same technique which we learned earlier, right, but is relatively more straightforward because everything is in numbers here. So come over again, right, to column H and go over to this cell, and I'm going to again make use of the date function, open bracket, and the first thing we need to extract is the year, right? And the year, right, over in this case is the last 4 characters, or the rightmost 4 characters of this particular cell. So I'm going to use the right function again, right? Click on this particular cell and ask it to extract the rightmost 4 characters of this particular number over here. Okay, then we extract the month. Okay, the month is now in the middle. So I'm going to first extract the first 4 characters over here using the left function. Okay, this particular cell, and then the leftmost 4 characters. Again, out of this leftmost 4 characters, I'm going to need the rightmost 2 characters, right, which corresponds to the month. Okay, close the bracket here, and then finally the last input, which is the day, and the day is the first 2 characters, right, of this particular number over here. So I'm going to make use of the left function, right? Input is this particular cell, and then the leftmost 2 characters. Close the bracket, hit enter, and the date is extracted successfully. Okay, then you just need to double click here to replicate the formula all the way down, and after that do a Ctrl+C copy, right, go to this particular cell, do a right click, paste special, number formats, and then OK, right, and then clear away your column H. Okay, there you go, right, you have your dates now properly converted. Alright, so that's all I have for this particular session. I hope you find it useful, and thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next one.